Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's AJ Writes Crypto, and this is a new show called Decentralized Dialogues. I do commonly interview CMOs and founders and CEOs, and you always get, the perfect painted picture from the people that work at the projects. But if you want the truth about a project and you want to learn about what's it like to hold a project, you actually have to talk to the community itself. If you want to check out my first episode of Decentralized Dialogues on VeChain, definitely find it in the description below. But today, we're talking about Cardano, and I have two good friends of mine from the Cardano community, from JPEG Empire, John Carter and Desert Crypto. Boys, how you doing today?
Hey, how's it going?
Doing excellent. Thank you for having us on. How you doing, man?
For sure, man. Super excited. So we're gonna get right to it. I'm gonna start with Desert. You know, what is your, what attracted you to Cardano? What do you like about Cardano? Like, what is the positives of being a Cardano holder?
Well, initially I got into Cardano because of NFTs. I was getting killed on gas fees with Ethereum. I switched to Cardano, started doing NFTs. But the main thing I like about Cardano is the community. It's very strong. It's never went down. You don't have failed transactions, and it's just a solid network through and through. That's what it comes down to right there.
Yeah, shout out to the Cardano community. Don't call them the Ada gang. And if you're in the Cardano community, make sure you smash the like button. And if you're thinking about joining the Cardano community, maybe you should watch the rest of this video. All right, my guy, John Carter, same
Yes.
question.
All right, so that's easy for me. So I have a medical technology background, as far as like I was in sales, in charge of Central and South American sales for a med tech company. And so honestly, what attracted me to Cardano was the tech. I was trying to fix a software solution that required some really complicated encryption. And I ended up finding that solution on Midnight, which is adjacent to the Cardano blockchain, which brought me here.
Gotcha. So, I've been holding Cardano for a very long time. And I think my answer to the question is leadership. Anytime you have a solid project, you immediately attach the name of the leader to the project. Vitalik with Ethereum. When you think Cardano, you think Charles from Warm Sunny, Colorado, and he is a rock star of a leader. And I believe in him. I really do. And that has a lot to do with why I like Cardano so much. So, second question here, boys, starting with Desert. If you were in a position of power, or if you could change or improve one thing about Cardano, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a hard one. I mean, I'm not too big on the fact that we already went decentralized with the Chang hard fork.
Sure.
I would have liked to seen more safeguards put in place. I'm afraid that it may get manipulated by large wallet holders because let's face it, not everybody votes with their governance, and they definitely should. And if you don't vote, you don't have a voice. And if the whales are the only ones voting, well, then we go where the whales take us. And
Sure.
that's all there is to it,
That's a fair point. The problem about giving the Voltaire era and giving Cardano back to Cardano is that the people with the most Cardano make the decisions for Cardano. And I do see your point there. Yeah, I really have, I'm not all the way down in the rabbit hole about like the distribution of whale wallets. I'd be interested to learn. You could check it on CoinCarp right now if you wanted to, like the percentage of the supply held by the top 10 wallets. That's always the statistic I like to look into. I wonder what it is for Cardano. Moving forward, John Carter, same question.
Yeah, so everybody in the Cardano ecosystem is oftentimes going to say marketing, right? Marketing is oftentimes the thing that people say. They want the government, like the Cardano Foundation, to fund marketing. I don't agree with that. I think we just need a little bit of time because one of the biggest things is Hydra, which will allow for massive scalability. So a lot of times people are like, oh, Cardano transactions take a whole like 4 seconds. 5 seconds sometimes. That's too much. Even though when my transaction fails, I don't get charged a fee. I think that with just a little bit more time, I think that when I talked to Charles at Rare, he said the like last month of the year, around the fourth quarter, they're looking at Hydra being implemented, I think a lot of the scalability issues and congestion that happens is going to clear up.
Gotcha. And I mean, I'm right with you on that. And just for the sake of argument, what I mentioned before here on coincarp.com, you go to the rich list right here, and you can see that Cardano holder statistics, top 10 holders have 9.74% of the supply, and the top 100 holders have 22% of the supply. And I'm sure that does go some distance with governance, because I'd imagine the top holders are people involved enough to vote. So that is certainly something to consider, and a great point brought up by my guy at Desert Crypto. So guys, you know, I gotta know, and YouTube wants to know. If you want to know what my Cardano price prediction was, make sure you click the link down below in the description. It is the best performing video I ever have put on this channel. And that was one bullish price prediction coming out of the AJ camp. But hey, I'm optimistic. Starting with Desert, what is your Cardano price prediction for the top of this coming bull run?
Ooh, well, I'm definitely going to get hate for this,
Okay.
but I don't think we go higher than 7. My actual target is between 450 and 550. And the reason being is last cycle we hit a market cap of about 90 million. So if we hit that market cap today, that's about a 7.5x. So I figure we double the market cap. That puts us at about a 15x. That puts us at about $5. I know I'll be scaling out at 450 and then 5, and then we'll see where we go from there.
Yeah, totally. And just for everybody out there using the coin perspective, my favorite place for moon math, the upper end becomes true at 550, disregarding the trinkle of tokenomics still yet to change. Just with the tokenomics as they are now, a $550 Cardano would require $196 billion market cap, and outside of a little over 15x of where we are now. I think that is completely possible. I have always kind of set my measuring stick for Cardano, at least $5, and I have said my most recent price prediction, according to GON theory, if Cardano repeats it's what it did in the previous cycle on a GON fan itself, it kind of spits you out around like $6.50 to maybe even $11. But that's assuming GON theory plays its course. That's less of a guess and more of GON theory. And I do like to use GON theory as a measuring stick on what's possible, because although $11 Cardano does seem like a lot, it does prevent the $50 this cycle crazy stuff some people on the internet say. It does eliminate the height of the ceiling when you use GON theory the way I do. I think a $6 Cardano 650 is extremely bullish. I think it's possible, but even if that's my price prediction, I would still probably start pulling the plug and sell a good amount of my Cardano, probably 70% of my bag, around $3.50, $4, and then leave the other 30% in for exposure. With where we are now at 34 cents, getting to $3 or $4, that's more than enough. And to be fine with most of my bags, honestly, I'm fine with a 4 or 5x. I don't need a 10. And that's really what most of my goal for this cycle is. So enough with me. John Carter, I gotta know, what is your Cardano price prediction for the top of the next bull run?
Yeah, so I'm kind of like smack there in the middle. I'll say I am looking between like $5 to $8, and like that's kind of where I'm thinking. I've heard some people say like as high as 15, and I don't necessarily agree with that. What I'm saying is that once we get to $5, I'm definitely like scaling out pretty aggressively, and then once we get beyond that, I'm going to be scaling out as well. I round trip the first time. I'm not going to do it this time, right?
Yeah, and for sure. And just to go back to the coin perspective here for 1 minute, I mean, guys, even if Cardano went to $3, that would still be $107 billion market cap, a 774% pump. I mean, if you're in crypto and 774% is not enough for you, that's the mindset of people that ride it to the top, don't know it's the top because their prediction's too high and they ride it to the bottom. Even if my price prediction, even if I think it could get to $6 to $10, that doesn't mean that's where my target to sell is. And that's a really important distinction to make. And I think a $3 Cardano would be absolutely amazing considering where we are now. So so there we go. Did cover all the questions I wanted to cover for you guys here. I know you guys have your own YouTube page together. I was just on your show last week at JPEG Empire. All the links for JPEG Empire are down below. Any closing thoughts before we close out today, starting with Desert?
I just think that, first of all, you should go visit JPEG Empire. So we really appreciate what you do in this ecosystem, AJ. And I also think that everybody should check out AJ's Telegram. You got to get the link. I mean, we're killing it in there. Check it out.
True that. And for anybody wondering, it is a private group. It is a paid group. I post almost every day in there my personal setups. Send me an email at ajalphagroup@gmail.com. Over 200 people in there as of now, and we have been nailing trades all the time. And I do have a little bit of bullish sentiment to share with you before we close this show. But before I do that, John Carter, closing thoughts.
Yeah, man. If you've been in this space for a while and you have any ideas of things you want to build and you want a community to build with, definitely make sure you give a follow to at JPEG Empire and myself at the _ John Carter and then at Desert _ Crypto. We're definitely builders in the space. We've built something called tokenempire.xyz. Check it out. We have an advanced auto trading bot that's going to be active in about 4 or 5 weeks.
Wow.
So for the mint price of 99 ADA, you have full access to the site and can set alerts for anything you want to learn or know about in the Cardano native tokens and NFTs. So
yeah. And I just want to say to the audience that, I have immense respect for you guys for what you did, kind of taking over JPEG junkies out of the hands that just completely did Cardano, the entire ecosystem, wrong, and to kind of attempt to save that project and to make your own platform out of it. Man, mad respect to you guys. I mean, I do feel bad for the original JPEG junkie holders. The one-line jokes in the JPEG junkies, I wrote 70% of those jokes, and if you guys feel like you got beat, I didn't even get paid for the jokes I wrote. So, but it's okay, because just because we have lost money in the market doesn't mean that we cannot recover. Before I close the show, I talked to these guys before we went live, and I wanted to say, look at this. Ondo, 3-day chart, bullish divergence about to break out. H-bar, 3-day chart, bullish divergence about to break out. Algorand, curve downtrend, 3-day bullish divergence about to break out. FET or ASA, same situation, actually very close to the breakout level there. VeChain, very close to the breakout level there on the daily. The graph, big time bullish divergence about to break out. Jasmy, bullish divergence about to break out with a higher low. And lastly, to tie it all in, Cardano, 3-day chart, anchor wave, trigger wave, bullish divergence with a curve downtrend with a lot of volume gaps up here that if Cardano could get above 37 cents, it won't take long for it to get to 60 cents, because you see this gap in the volume profile. And look back here, you see how it kind of hung out in this little box right there. Well, once it got out of that box, look how quick Cardano shot all the way up to here. We're talking a 67% move, 66% move in 6 days. Why is that? Because of this gap in the volume profile. And if Cardano can get above that 38-cent move, I think Cardano will once again shoot back up into this value area. So there is a big move incoming for Cardano with confluence and bullish divergence on the 3-day chart. The larger the time frame, the more it matters. So a little bit of T-Day for you guys as well. A lot of charts. All those charts I just said are on the verge, and Cardano is one of them. So with that said, much respect to Desert and John Carter. Go give them a follow on their personal Twitters and JPEG Empire, all linked down below in the description. Make sure you smash the like button. My name's AJ Wrights Crypto. Get rich or get wrecked. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you for having us.
Hell yeah.
Wonderful, baby.